In 1960, Ricardo Ramirez was born in El Paso, Texas. He was the youngest of 5 children. As a child, Ramirez slept in a cemetery at night to avoid violence from his father, Julian Ramirez, a former Mexican police officer. When Ramirez was only 10 years old, he was closely associated with his older cousin Miguel Ramirez. His cousin served during the Vietnam War and showed young Ramirez many Polaroids of the women he had raped, and one who even had a severed head. Ramirez was also a witness when his cousin killed his own wife, Jessie, during a domestic altercation by shooting her in the head. Mike has not been convicted of insanity and has never been punished for his war crimes. After killing Jessie, Ramirez left the family. This accident was the beginning of his plunge into darkness. The brutality of Ramirez's crimes shocked the country. The murders began on June 28, 1984, when he repeatedly stabbed a 79-year-old woman in her bed in LaSalle Park, Los Angeles. In March 1985, he continued his killing spree, killing 13 other innocent victims between Los Angeles and the San Francisco Bay Area in 5 months. He was known to beat his victims at night and crawl through windows or try unlocked doors. Several witnesses reported that he would be fully clothed in black, which is probably more for camouflage than any other of his satanic rituals. The victims were of different ages and races. They were shot with .22 revolvers, stabbed repeatedly, cut with a machete, hit with a hammer or with a tire fitting. Ramirez raped 11 of his victims and, as you know, killed their husbands and then raped their wives. The killer invaded homes more and more often. Los Angeles was in a state of panic. Now it became clear to everyone that a house in any area could be attacked. The public was so agitated that additional forces were sent to find the night hunter. More than 200 people worked at the headquarters of Salerno alone. Ramirez committed 13 murders, 5 attempted murders, 11 rapes, and 14 illegal entries into other people's homes. He terrorized the residents of Southern California in the summer of 1984 and 1985. Most of his crimes occurred in 1985. In August, Ramirez was caught trying to steal a car. The angry crowd began to beat the murderer at the scene of his capture, almost lynching him. Behind the bars, Ramirez was flooded with hundreds of letters from female fans every month. Freelance journalist Doreen Leo especially caught his attention and began to end up on death row regularly. The woman fell in love with Ramirez when she saw the news of his arrest and saw some vulnerability for the cold-blooded killer. She believed that he was innocent and tried her best to get rid of his name from wrongdoing. On October 3rd, 1996, Ramirez and Leo were married at San Quentin State Prison. The witnesses included Ramirez's brothers and sisters and about 60 inmates. When asked about what she thought of marrying the man known as the face of evil, Leo replied, "I can't help but look at the world. You don't know him the way I do." Leo finally began to distance herself from Ramirez in 2010, when her attempts to clarify his name failed, given the surprising amount of physical evidence against her husband. While in custody, on June 7, 2013, Ramirez died in the hospital from liver failure at the age of 53.